Hello everyone, I am Cool Guy. Welcome back. Hello Snoopy, 200-207. It is week 11 of our weekly vendor weapon reset. And if you're looking for PvE specific activities such as the Nightfall, what the modifiers are, and things like tier 12 gear, go ahead and check out Mesa Sean. There's a link in the description. Let's start off with our weapon rolls from Ronnie, our Vanguard Quartermaster. And there's a couple of good ones depending on how you guys want to spin your marks. First, let's talk about the Continental. I do like the Hidden Hand Eye of the Storm combination. That's why we're going to talk about it a little bit. It's going to be Reflex, Quick Draw, OEG. We have Focus Fire or Eye of the Storm. This changes the archetype up a little bit. I don't recommend it. Even though it's okay at a distance, it's going to be decent. Not the best. I'd actually go Eye of the Storm. But in the middle tree, if you want the stability, it's going to be there with Braced Frame. And if you want the range, it's going to be there with Rifled Barrel. Then we have Hidden Hand for our target acquisition. I kind of like the Continental this week. 150 marks is a lot. We do have the Parthian Shot, and it just seems like these things come in bunches, don't they? We have the MD Reflex, Sure Shot IS, and the OEG. We would probably go with the Sure Shot, but the MD Reflex isn't a bad option. We have Outlaw or Partial Refund, Braced Frame, Rifled Barrel, and then Head Seeker. So probably going to be Outlaw right here, and the best of both worlds. We have not reducing our stability with Rifled Barrel, and then Braced Frame for a little bit more, but we reduce our mag, but that's okay. We have Outlaw and then Head Seeker to get the extra precision damage short time after we hit the body. Good Parthian Shot this week. Next we have the Angel's Advocate, and I really like it this week, and I'll tell you why. We have the Red Dot ORA2, the range lens, but the Reflex. Reflex is really big for the Angel's Advocate. We have Zen Moment, Last Resort, Braced Frame, Explosive Rounds, and then Reactive Reload. I like the pairing of the Reflex Scope, Zen Moment, Braced, and Reactive Reload. Remember Zen Moment, about the second hit, with its already high stability with Braced Frame, its second and third hit is going to be very stable. So you can get a quick reload in with its high inherent reload speed, then rain down Reactive Reload. It's going to be good for PvE and PvP, but more so PvP. There's a better PvE scout this week, and we're going to get to it in a little bit. Then we have the Teacup Tempest, and honestly, this is a perfect sidearm, guys. Remember, the Teacup is going to be a little bit better at range than the Wormwood. That's kind of the trade-off. But we have the True Sight, Sure Shot, Quick Draw. We're going to go with Sure Shot here. We have Mulligan or Cascade, Hand-Loaded or Casket Mag, and then Rangefinder. Mulligan, Casket Mag, and Rangefinder is perfect for a sidearm. If you guys have never used Mulligan on a sidearm, it procs a lot, and we're getting a little bit more magazine from our boxes. And get us just a little bit more. It's a really well-rolled sidearm, guys. I would highly, consider it if you guys have marks at the end of the week. And you're going to have a lot because we have Iron Banner. Last is going to be the Bone Crusher, and I had this roll, or similar to it. We have Accurized, Linear Compensator, Soft Ballistics, Unflinching or Spray and Play, Hand-Laid Stock, Hidden Magazine, and then Counterbalance. So this is a very hard-thumping machine gun, and Counterbalance of course really helps that. So it's going to be Unflinching for PvP and Spray and Play for PvE, so we're actually going to have ammo there. And the choice between a hand-laid and a pitted magazine, if you can control it, the thing shoots very slow. You can actually tap fire it kind of like a scout rifle. If you can control it, a pitted magazine is going to be a really good option, but if not, hand-laid stock is going to help out with that stability. Alright, next we have Dead Orbit, and there are a couple things here that are worth considering. Like I said, it just really depends on where you're at with your loadouts and your guns, but we're going to first talk about the Bitter Edge, the sniper rifle. We have the Wild Hawk, Ambush, and Taxus. Remember, Taxus is like the icebreaker scope. If you guys like that, it just looks kind of funky, but I like the Ambush. We have Explosive Rounds or Snapshot, Hammer Forged, Mulligan, and Hidden Hand. So the Snapshot Hidden Hand combination is what we want on the Bitter Edge, because the Bitter Edge has some of the most aim assist out of the new sniper rifles. And then we have Mulligan, which procs a lot. It happens with your Icebreaker when you guys are out there. But what I've noticed, like in Trials of Osiris, a lot of people start off with Icebreaker. This thing gets you already have the ammo, and it shoots a little bit faster, so we have that aim assist. It's good to start off round one with. And then we have the Unto Dust, and this is, again, a perfect rocket launcher with what it has. We have Warhead Veneers, Linear Compensator, and Hard Launch, but the big three, Field Scout, Spray and Play, and Cluster Bomb, and this thing has a very fast reload, high inherent reload. So cluster bombs, again, it's good for the Archon's Forge, good for Axis. We get the fast reload after dumping 2 of them, and we get the ammo reserved. It's really a good rocket this week. You guys should consider it. Next is Lakshmi at the Future War Colt, and there's a couple of weapons. First of all, the Wormwood's always good. This one is Reactive Reload, but the gun we're going to talk about today, it's probably my favorite gun this week. It's going to be the Wounded. We have the Red Dot ORA, Range Lens, and OEG. The only thing that would have made this thing perfect are a couple things here and there. I would have liked Reflex and Full Auto, but we have high caliber rounds or Quick Draw, Small Bore, Outlaw, and then Firefly. So this is our Fatebringer roll. This is going to be a very good PvE scout rifle, and it's going to be up to you between Quick Draw and high caliber rounds. And you know what? Pairing another quick draw weapon like the Icebreaker, even though it's a scout rifle, is going to be decent. I'd probably go high caliber rounds, Outlaw, Firefly. Really love the Wounded this week. Next at the Crucible Quartermaster, and you know what? We finally got a hand cannon bounty, so we can get some Finalis Perils and maybe some Ice Luna rolls, but we have hand cannons, pulse rifles, shotguns, sidearms, and heavy weapons. It's ideal. So first we're going to start off with the 0-Day Dilemma, and I really like this roll, I mean, especially for an auto rifle bounty week. We have Red Dot ORA, Quick Draw IS, OEG Rifle Scope, Spray and Play, Danger Close, Small Bore, Appendant Magazine, and then Counterbalance. But if you want a little bit more magazine, you can do that. Counterbalance is going to be just straight up and down recoil, eliminating that side to side, but there's a lot of synergy with the lower mag Spray and Play and Counterbalance. It's going to be up to you. It's a decent auto rifle this week. Next is going to be the Palindrome, and we had a similar roll like this previously. This is the True Sight, Sure Shot, Quick Draw. We have Outlaw Reactive Reload, but it's Outlaw or Icarus, Reinforced Barrel Casket Mag, and then Reactive Reload. We had Rifled at one point, but this is a very deadly combination for 2 taps. Once you get a headshot, you get a very fast reload. You have 3 seconds to do 33% more damage with Reactive Reload. It's my favorite combination in all of Destiny since day one. And we do have the range cap, what we get from Reinforced Barrel. 44 Curtain Call is always worth talking about when we have our Reinforced Barrel aggressive ballistics options. We have Close and or Personal. It's really good like on a Thagomizer Titan, but we also have knee pads, but we want to go with Reinforced Barrel and then full auto. It's going to be a decent shotgun. Next, we have the Chaotic Neutral. We have Accurized, Linear, and Field Choke. We have Eye of the Storm, Spray and Play, Hand-Laid Stock, Rifled Barrel, and Crowd Control. So what we want to do is going to be more than likely for PvE, we have this Spray and Play so we get more ammo to keep dumping out damage, get crowd control going. Now, I would honestly go with Rifled Barrel in PvE. We don't need to be as accurate, but this can do a decent amount of damage with crowd control, so it's worth considering. I personally wouldn't pick it up. It just really matters if you guys are looking for a crowd control version. And then finally at New Monarchy, Hezekiah Hideo, we have a true to the word bullet hose this week. This assembly, now you can try it in PvP, more so in PvE. I mean, you could probably do well, but this is a true bullet hose. We have the Reflex Quick Draw OEG. We have Extended Mag Quick Draw, Hammer Forge, Crowd Control, Persistence. Persistence is really good on these fast fire rate auto rifles. I can't stress that enough. On some weapons you can't really feel it, but you can on auto rifles. You guys have used the Doctrine of Passing, right? So we have the Persistence, Crowd Control, Extended Mag. This is a true bullet hose. It might be worth considering for PvE and PvP. It's going to be up to you. And finally, the First Citizen. The only reason I'm bringing it up is for a rare perk that you never seen. We've seen it once before. We have the CQB Ballistic, Smart Drift Control, Field Choke, Armor Piercing Rounds, Quick Draw, Perfect Balance, Life Leech, and Eye of the Storm. So Life Leech is going to be 3 rapid kills with this weapon, heals a small amount, and starts health regeneration. That in its own is worth talking about. So that's going to be it this week, guys. There are a couple of good weapons, and the top 3 are going to be on the screen. There's some good user rolls, user-dependent rolls, some good starter rolls. It really depends on what you need. Now, the Wounded is going to be my #1 weapon for the week. I really like that Outlaw Firefly combination on a scout rifle. It's got a good magazine. There are a couple of things I wish that it had, but you know what? We're going to take what we can get. The perk combination is very deadly. And also, if you need things like, we always talk about the trifecta of Spray and Play, Field Scout, and then we have Cluster Bomb for the Unto Dust. It really depends on what you need. Today's a good day for marks with Iron Banner, a good week for marks. So let me know what you guys are most excited for, and until the next one, I am Cool Guy.